After Christian escaped Vanity Fair, he did not journey alone. Eventually, he was joined by another pilgrim named Hopeful, who was persuaded to become a pilgrim himself after witnessing the martyrdom of Christian and Faithful at the fair. So the two of them entered a brotherly covenant and committed to being companions for the journey. Just as one lost his life to bear testimony to the truth, another arose out of his ashes to become a companion for Christian. Hopeful also told Christian that there were many more from Vanity Fair who would be following after them. Not long after leaving the fair, they caught up with a man walking ahead of them named Mr. Bayans. They said to him, "What country are you from, and why are you traveling in this direction?" "I'm from the town of Fair Speech, and I'm heading to the celestial city," the man responded, although he did not mention his name. "From Fair Speech, you say?" Christian inquired, cocking his head to one side. "Are there any godly people who live there?" "Yes," he responded confidently. "I certainly hope so." "Please, sir, tell us your name," Christian asked again. "We don't know each other, but if you are going my way, I would enjoy your company. If not, I'm satisfied to just travel alone." Christian sidestepped the question because he wanted to learn more about this man. "I've heard of this town of Fair Speech, and if I remember correctly, it's a wealthy place." "Yes, I can guarantee you that much," the man said enthusiastically. "In fact, I have many rich friends and family there." "Then, if I may be so bold, who are some of these friends and family?" "Almost the whole town," he said confidently. "In particular, there's Lord Turnabout, Lord Timeserver, and Lord Fairspeech, though whose ancestors the town is named after. Also, there's Mr. Smoothman, Mr. Facing Both Ways, Mr. Anything, and the pastor of the church, Mr. Two Towns, who is my mother's brother. To tell you the truth, I have become a gentleman of high standing, even though my great-grandfather was nothing but a waterman for hire who would look one way and row another. I got most of my estate by the same occupation." "Are you a married man?" asked the Christian. "Yes," he replied. "My wife is a very virtuous woman, and the daughter of Madam Pretender, also a virtuous woman. So as you can imagine, she comes from a very honorable family with a high level of breeding. She knows how to behave towards all kinds of people, whether princes or peasants. It's true that our religion differs from those of the stricter sort, but only in two small points. First, our religion is calm and comfortable. In other words, we never strive against the wind and tide. Secondly, we are passionate about religion that is fashionable and favorable. We love to parade our faith in front of others when things are going well and receive their praise." Believing he had gathered the information he needed, Christian pulled Hopeful to the side and said, "I believe this man is Mr. Bayans of Fair Speech. If this is true, we have quite a scoundrel in our company, the likes of which is often found in these parts." Hopeful looked at Christian a little surprised, then suggested, "You should ask him. I wouldn't think that he'd be ashamed of his name." Christian approached the man again and said, "Sir, you talk as if you know everything in this whole world. If I'm correct, and I believe that I am, isn't your name Mr. Bayans of Fair Speech?" "That's not my name," Bayans quickly retorted. "It's just a nickname given to me by those who can't stand me." He paused for a moment, calmed his voice and then said, "It disappoints me to have to tolerate that abusive name in much the same way that other goodsmen have been similarly maligned." Christian continued to pursue his line of questioning. "But have your actions ever provided a reason for this man to correctly call you by this name?" "Never, never," said Bayan angrily. "The worst that I've ever done that might give them a reason to call me this name was having the good fortune to make the most profitable decision at just the right time. But if I'm criticized for being profitable, which was certainly by chance, then I will choose to count my gain as a blessing rather than accept the hatred and disapproval from such men."